Hi YouTube, welcome back to Vchannel. Today we will review really detail about DJI MAVIC MINI. Although this time is bestseller, but not because that's the reason. I just talk about its strong point. I will show to you the weak point as well. So in that case, we can pay more attention when using to avoid the risk. You will see I will have the test that MAVIC MINI must hit to the wall and crash. I begin with unboxing, analyze the component, consider every part to do flight tests from easy to hard. Okay, this is the box. With combo flight mode version, we will have the box so sophisticated, and after unboxing, I believe that you will have over 95% think about buying flight mode combo version instead of basic version, because the difference of this version is just $100, but we have received many accessories and I see that all of them is useful. After calculating the price of all more accessory, total value is over $100 many times. Okay, next we have rubber guard. The rubber guard of MAVIC MINI is so special as well. You can see that it can have cover on side. However, next part of this clip, I will make a test for you to see that how good it can cover. The price of this stuff is $19. Next, we have up to 3 batteries in flight mode combo version instead of just one in basic version. The price of a battery is $45, so you can see that just consider about 2 more batteries is worth $90, near the different value of 2 versions. Battery you can see very sophisticated. It have 2 battery cells inside and the cell is lithium ion, not lithium polymer, so we not so worry about, so care about discharging. The very harmful, get bigger, boiling, swelling is lithium polymer, because fully charging or remain very low percent for long time like lithium polymer battery, because the best condition to research lithium polymer battery is only in 50 to 70%. Out of this range is unharmful to lithium polymer battery, but it's not in lithium ion. You don't care about that, but try to avoid as good as you can, not lower than 5%. And actually the quality is really high, very beautiful, so dedicated. It's not have any superfluous plastic and very good home feeling, really heavy. The capacity of this battery is 2500 mAh. Have flight time up to 30 minutes in bad condition, and in real using this stuff for a long time, I see that in normal condition and I fly in many different speeds, the battery can handle about 27 to 28 minutes. Incredible flight time. And for a long time using for about 4 months, over 15 charge times, I see that this time still fine, not decrease the capacity. With combo version, we have 3 batteries, but to have total flight time up to nearly 90 minutes. Very convenient, especially it's very flexible. You can use normal car charger or phone charger, power bank to charge. Pretty fast and convenient, especially for traveler. I think it's really worth for traveler as well. Right here we have the very solid nail stud. The quality very good. It will never stock like some other cheap brand. It can melt a battery phone when flying, but with MAVIC MINI battery, you will never have this matter. But you can look carefully, you can see that although the battery very sharp, but it's very thin because need lightweight. You can push like this, so you really need to pay attention. If you found the battery or annoyed by other stuff in the back, it can be fierce easily. Next we have a 18-watt charger, very strong. And this accessory include just in combo version, watt 15 bucks. Very good quality, really heavy and can have charge time shorter. Then we have guidebook. The material of this case is very high quality. The color is beautiful as well. We have modes to anti-shock inside. Next, remote controller. Actually, after in-hand remote controller, I think we don't want to use other cheaper remote controller. Very solid and heavy, really high quality. You cannot find any superfluous plastic or any rickety feeling. And the plastic is very different than the cheap product. The cheap product you can feel they think they rickety like a toy plastic. But this remote controller, I'm sure that you will like to fly immediately. And I want to note that there are two models in Mavic Mini. There are SS5 and SD25 for different markets. This SS5 in my hand now have the flight range up to 4 km, while SD25 model just 2 km. The signal is very weak and usually have lost signal phenomenon. So you need to pay attention to avoid buy SD25 model, then must reread and sell. The difference to distinguish is that you look the back of remote controller model SS5 and you can check on the box as well. Another difference is that when you connect the remote to smartphone, SS5 model will connect to the aircraft in frequency of 5.8 GHz. To be honest, I highly recommend that you should buy SS5 model. The bottom we have the slot to hold smartphone, very solid. The smartphone will connect to the remote controller via cable. And in the box we have 3 cables. That's it, Lightning for iPhone, micro USB, and USB Type-C for Android smartphone. The antenna is very good feeling as well, very solid. Concerned about antenna, if you need to lengthen the flight range, you can use the parabolic signal booster. In real using, it's really effective. In the product specification, show that we can fly to 4 km with SS5 and 2 km with SD25. But you can find on YouTube easily that many pilots can fly up to 10 km, over twice time. Really impressive. It shows that the signal of Mavic Mini is very strong, and it just test condition to show how strong the signal. In real using, you should not fly in so far like that because there are many risks. It's relating to many matters related to battery, the wind way. In some cases, pilot can fly so far but cannot return because not enough battery, especially flying in adverse wind, headwind. When you go, you fly in tailwind, swimmerly wind, so you can fly far easily so far. But when return, in headwind, adverse wind, not enough battery, but we must admire that. The quality is very good. Specifications show 4 km but can fly up to 10 km. Really excellent. And in real using, we must be blocked by many segments such as building, tree, interference by phone signal from Wi-Fi, television signal from building or in-house device, mantle. The good range is about 2 to 3 km. We will control by DJI flight application, and the interface is beautiful as well. Next, we have pre-propeller, costs 12 bucks, very solid. Next, we have two-way charging hub, watt 39 bucks. Although high quality outlook, but it's very light. On the right side, we had a button to show battery %, input micro USB port, and especially we have output USB port. It will help us to charge our smartphone or use for USB light. So convenient. So we can use the charge hub as a power bank. The quality is very perfect. Okay, push the button so battery percent here. I will charge. You can see that until we put 3 battery at the same time, but it just can charge one by one. Next we have cable, used for firmware updating or charging to the aircraft directly via micro USB port. To be honest, the previous generation DJI changed to use USB Type-C, but Mavic Mini returned to micro USB. I don't know why. USB Type-C you don't care about the right side, but with micro USB you must look to plug right side. We have more 2 control stick, 10 bucks. Next we have screwdriver, very beautiful. Very sophisticated. Okay, next 3 cable. Very high quality. Okay, now the difference between Fly More Combo version and the basic, 100 bucks more. What we have? 2 battery, 2 propeller. One micro USB cable. More 12 screw. And these 4 accessories we will not have in basic version. Propeller guard, 2-way charging hub, 18-watt charger, and the carrying bar. So in your opinion, we should buy the Fly More Combo or not? But from my perspective, only 2 batteries is near 100 bucks. Now is the main actor. So small, incredible. I have iPhone 10 here, but it's smaller than iPhone 10. iPhone 10 cover is completely. I think many people will surprise like me. It's very small and very light. And why we have the number 249 RAM? The reason is that all mod countries, especially in Europe, America and Australia, drawn over 250 RAM, it can be virtually harmful. We must have registration, be eligible, etc. While lower than 250 RAM is harmless, it's like toy. Don't need to registration. DJI so smart when create a drone lower just 1 RAM, and it is 249 RAM. Don't need to register and can bring very flexible like a toy. But you can see it's not a toy absolutely. It's really incredible. Now I see carefully. It has excellent quality, although light, but it's very solid, very sharp. You cannot find any superfluous plastic. We don't have the toy feeling at all. But you buy the cheaper products of other trademark, it will like kid toy. You can see that part must be produced by a very high quality manufacturer chain with very high exaction. It's a very easy criteria for you to know the product is high quality or not. You can see it's so smooth, so regular at the edge of every part. Low quality product you can see is not regular and have superfluous plastic. But Mavic Mini I don't see the phenomenon. The gimbal is very smooth as well. Okay, we open the wing. 2 to the front and 2 to the back. The joint is very solid. This is the above view and this is the battery cover. It has a locker right here and we have micro SD card slot. We will open gimbal cover. In the bottom, we have the power button. Push 2 times. The first one is show the battery percent, and second one horn to turn on. The aircraft is booting. It begins to calibrate gimbal. Inside we have 2 color slots. If you wonder that how good is Mavic Mini cooler, my answer is very good. Although it don't have any radial fan to decrease the weight, but it can radiate so good. Cooler slot on the side, it makes the wing inside the body. At the bottom, you have the radial mantle with cooler loop so carefully. So the radial or cooler ability of Mavic Mini in flying operation is very good. You fly until out of battery, but when we touch, it just warms just a little bit. The wing and radial mantle work so effectively. There are some other trademarks I have reviewed. They don't have fan and don't have cooler slot as well. Just 2 on the top for looking. And I see that it's not good radial ability. It's so hot. Although Mavic Mini don't have any fan, but saddle that matter so good by cooler slot. And radial ability is so good. On the bottom, you can see we have 2 distance sensor. Mavic Mini just have only 2D sensor, not around sensor, not up sensor. So when flying, you should so carefully. It cannot avoid obstacle automatically. And I will try to show you it just can recognize the distance from land. The around obstacle it cannot recognize. This is the point you must pay attention. Avoid to hit to the tree, wall, a house, etc. And sometimes people will wonder that. In that case, we can put on propeller guard. Some minute later, I will show you how it's prevented. And second one is that when putting the propeller guard, the attention that is against the wind. So in case strong wind, put on propeller guard, the aircraft will suffer much more weight. Sometimes it now limit the height because motor have suffered very high load. So propeller guard is best for flying indoor using. Regarding front wing, some people will see that it have soft modes. That's true, in order to decrease the front weight, but it's still very strong. The inside of most for aerodynamic, the suffer force is for the outside, very strong and very sharp. The behind wing is very strong, and on plastic, not most, no problem. Next, we look at the motor. This is really high quality generation, so using brushless motor surely. So it will have very longer duration many times than brush motor. So the factory that produce this motor must come from very high quality ones. And now the motor from cheaper product, Hotline Zeno, is not regular, you see. Another mention that with brushless motor, because it's so hot when working, so it must have slot to decrease the temperature. and the dust or anything fall to this slot, it will block the motor. So we should check by turning off for fan stop at the same time or not. Okay, we have put the propeller guard to test. You can see with this design we can cover all of the side, up, down, left, right, front, back. Okay, we turn on the power. The speed of Wi-Fi connection and GPS so fast. And with this interface, we can update firmware directly via Wi-Fi 4G instead of using Wi and computer. We will talk much more about sensor of Mavic Mini. Right here, we can see we have two sensors. Mavic Mini uses vision position sensor. This sensor is developed many years ago, using in factory chains, is counter, and in robot technology. However, this sensor can only work best in the condition of good light, and the ability will decrease when the light darker. Each structure will light two cameras or two our eyes. If you try to cover one eye, the image you see is flat, 2D. We cannot feel the distance. When we open two eyes, we have the feeling of distance, 3D. That is the structure of vision position sensor. It will have two cameras. This will collect the data from these two cameras and use the algorithm to calculate the distance, 3D environment. So if the light is lower, the ability of this sensor is less exactly. How much is it? We test now. Now I fly indoor. So GPS signal is 0. The hover ability is belong to vision position sensor completely. This is the standard test for vision position sensor. Very good hover. The sensor work effectively. By the way, I try test the ability of the propeller guard ability. Very good, fly normal, don't crash. It can cover on side. It's made from plastic but pretty soft to decrease the weight. So if we go with this speed, it can cover so good on side. But when fly in high speed, the propeller guard is soft. It was deformed. Our propeller guard was still straight, and the consequence is crash. So this test will give you a mention that you do not so believe so confident on propeller guard. It should relative. Now we come back to hover ability. In good light environment, so good. Not only maintain the distance, it can come back the previous position. Although I throw so strong like this, it have algorithm to remember the position or to return to the previous position. Belong to collect the data from vision position sensor. Excellent. Now I decrease the light. Clearly it was affected. It fluctuates. However, now I throw. It can come back initial position. Excellent. The current light environment is very low. Now it's a very low environment. So surprised. Now it's not GPS signal at all, but it can come back the inertial position although have fluctuation. But with this really low light environment, but it can come back. That means so excellent. It's not any light at all. What happened? It cannot hover at all. Crash. So I make this test to show you the mention that when we fly in low light environment, we must pay attention on GPS signal because When flying in low light environment, the ability of vision position sensor is decreased so much. So it's much covered by GPS. In that case, the risk to crash like this is very high. And in the case of good lights and high GPS signal, it's wonderful. Some minutes later, we will test that environment. It's really long time flies, but when touched, it should warm slightly. However, one thing I need to mention that when it flies, the color ability is good according to for fan, but when we don't fly, in case we use this a camera in hand, not fly, it's really hot, and some case it's so overheat warning message because it have no fan inside the body, because must decrease the weight under 250 grams. And another sensor I want to tell you is equipped in some underdrawn generation such as MAVIC Pro, MAVIC 2, etc. That's the optical avoidance sensor. It's used in robot technology and industrial as well. It has two diodes, one transmit and one to receive. When there are obstacle things, the infrared rays, if reflect back, the receive diode receive. From that structure, it can determine distance. IR sensor is have strong points that it will still work good in low light or non-light environment because it have it on light source. That's the infrared ray. Another sensor that is the sensor using on car, namely ultrasonic sensor. It will emit the ultrasonic wave. When they reflect to the obstacle, the receiver recognize. On that way, it can calculate the distance. Moreover, on luxury car, Lexus, Mercedes, Audi, they use radar. The ejection is higher many times, although the price is very expensive. And you know, the expensive DJI MG1X have that sensor. You know, only the sensor for that drone costs near $850. Rather sensor like the bat fly in dark. With the very good quality of vision position sensor like MAVIC MINI, I'm confident to take off and land on hand. I turn on motor and I raise my hand. It will take up automatically and land. I give my hand in the bottom. It react, that means it recognize my hand. I decrease the height. It change to landing mode and turn up motor. This is the electronic board. Very good quality. We have no fan at all. The remote controller use chargeable battery. Okay, so now we go out to test. We have the very good environment with good light and good GPS signal. You see that the vision position sensor recognize my hands and increase the height. I try to push it to the other position. It's returned exactly and hover really stable. Excellent. Now I increase the height. It hovers so good. The speed very high. DJI published that the max speed of MAVIC MINI is 13 meters per second. It's about 46 km per hour. This speed reach when we change to S mode. We have three modes. X stands for sport, critical speed, P position, normal speed, and C stands for cine smooth, lowest speed. That's used for us to capture video more smooth, more cinematic. It should limit the max speed. Unfortunately, we have no mode switcher on remote controller. We must touch on smartphone touchscreen. Now we will test max speed in on mode in real environment. We begin with C mode, Cine Smooth. I push the stick maximum. It's around 14.8 km per hour. The yacht speed is low as well. This will help us to have smooth video. Now I fly reverse. It's about 14 km per hour, so its way is against the wind. Now I change to P mode position. It's around 29 km per hour in tailwind. Now headwind. The yacht speed is quicker. So P mode is around 30 km per hour. Now I change to fastest mode, that is S, sport mode. I fly in tailwind. The yacht speed is fast as well now. Actually, this yacht speed is so fast for video recording, so we just use to change the position that we need. Okay, now we begin. It's around 45 km per hour. The public information from DJI, that is the max speed of Mavic Mini is 13 meters per second, equal to 46.8 km per hour, and in real using, we can do it absolutely. So with this speed, we can make tracking short to motorbike and even the car. Now it's screen. We change from map to camera screen and miniature here. On the left side we have H stand for height, D stand for distance, and velocity of horizontal and vertical. On the right hand we have EV, exposure value, positive, negative, at and minus 3 EV. We have lock exposure value. Mavic Mini don't allow us to change focus point because the aperture is too small. The depth of field is very wide already, so the focusing is not so meaning in this case. I think it's not so necessary as well. If we change to photo, we can change manual setting, ranging from shutter speed, ISO, and current exposure value. We can change to auto right here if we don't want to use manual mode. Mavic Mini using C mode, 1.3 inch with the focal length is 24 mm. It can have the angle up to 83 degrees, very wide. The aperture fixed on f2.8. Some generation of DJI use Sony sensor from Japan, the other is Hasselblad from Sweden. I cannot find information that which company made Mavic Mini image sensor. High probability that it's come from Sony, but DJI have never made us disappointed about the video and photo quality. I'm confident to affirm that. Specifically, in this case, Mavic Mini give us video quality. onto just 2.7K, not to 4K, but the detail so wonderful. You can see the sharpness is very high. I can retain every small leaf, every bird wing is very sharp. Secondly, the dynamic range is pretty wide. When it's had high difference in light between the sky and around like this, but we also maintain the detail so much. The sky is not overexposure and around is not too dark. And in case the light changes in frame, this exposure value change very smooth. It's not interrupt exposure step, and the gimbal work perfect. Even in case I show the Mavic Mini fly in the sea, it must shake too much and have suffer the hard fluctuation, but the video is too smooth. The clip you will see I have downscaled to 180p, not in 2.7K, but the quality of original clip I'm sure that is better, much more beautiful, sharper, to be honest, out of expectation. Another ones I want to mention that if you really pay attention too much, you can see in some drone will interfere by GPS signal. When the GPS chip refresh, it makes the video dark in tiny moment. The frame darker every 1 second. But if the drone have this error, it will be more serious day by day. But I see the Mavic Mini help not that error. The exposure value is so stable. Okay, now I will test auto mode, quick shot. Firstly, droning. I will increase the distance maximum, 40 meters. You can see the object appear. It will recognize we will touch on the plus icon or withdraw. However, every time we just control one object, the tracking ability is so good. So exact under the refresh frequency is not too high as the very expensive like Mavic 2 Pro, Phantom, etc. It's still a little bit delay, not exact completely like flagship. This is the tracking ability from Mavic 2 Zoom. You can see different, little bit delay here. Now we start.
3,
So smooth.
2, 1.
Increasing the height and change gimbal angle. After finish quick shot, 40 meter distance, it returns automatically. Perfect.
One.
It increased to 40 meter. Okay, finish quick shot, auto return. Now is circle, fly around. We control fly clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now I choose clockwise. Start.
1.
Very good tracking ability guy. Auto rotate gimbal exactly. So perfect for a shot. Okay, finish. Now I try higher to see how can it track. Lots object now. So in the near distance it can recognize so good, but farther, not exact. We must draw to select. A little difficult. Okay, still tracking. Start.
1,
Lots of object. It shows the wrong object now. It should follow the edge. Okay, now I will test the elastic mode, that is helix. It's like the cooperation of rocket and circle at the same
1.
time. So impressive. Auto return. Perfect. If you want to criticize Mavic Mini, that is, it have no follow me mode. Some people say that the Mavic Mini had cut this mode because the CPU is too low, not enough for follow me mode. It lights so the CPU is low as well. I think that idea is wrong. Not because it's light then the CPU is lower. Firstly, the CPU has fast enough already to process drone, rocket, circle, helix mode algorithm. So the follow me mode is not matter. Secondly, as you know, besides using drone CPU, it's use smartphone CPU as well. The evidence that when we use slow CPU smartphone, it will warning fly carefully because the smartphone CPU speed is too low. So the matter is not because the drone is light, it makes the CPU slow. It's wrong. The reason why Mavic Mini had cut follow me mode, that is the market segment. Mavic Mini much under Mavic Air and higher than DJI Spark because Mavic Mini at this time have strong poise, is really long battery flight time, cheaper, the quality is good as well, the image sensor is excellent. But if it have on function, Mavic Air will have big trouble in selling. Mavic Mini will be really big competitor of Mavic Air. So DJI was controlled by software in order to make Mavic Mini under Mavic Air and not compete directly to Mavic Air. But the hardware of Mavic Mini absolutely can respond. However, some people can have temporary solution for that is use some auto mode like circle to take short flight shot, run and make Mavic Mini fly around. It can handle very good because the tracking algorithm of DJI was developed long time ago and very good response now. Even gimbal from DJI have very good responsibility as well. Now I set the maximum height, 500 meters. The vertical velocity is 14.4 km/h. When reached to this height, it shows strong wind warning sometime, but it increased the height regularly, 300 meters. The signal of video and controlling is very good, no matter 400 meters. It seems that the max height test is so easy with Mavic Mini. Now it's 500 meters, nothing difficult. Now we decrease the height. The speed decrease of the height is slower than increase. It's about 10.8 km per hour. Regard to photo mode, fortunately it has a photo algorithm not capture from video. The quality is pretty good, although not excellent like drone can shot raw file. Mavic Mini just can create a JPEG file which have resolution is 4000 multiply 2250 pixel and the size of image is around 4 MB. The detail in the level of normal use not so excellent to print art picture in big size, and unfortunately it just can take JPEG file, not raw file to retouch. This matter comes from software and market segment. If you need that function, you must pay much more budget to buy higher generation. And with menu setting, change shutter speed, ISO, we can make long exposure picture absolutely. Fortunately, it has that function. However, both of video mode and photo mode we cannot set profile. We cannot adjust saturation, sharpness, contrast, brightness, white balance, color tone. Although it just can make JPEG, but if it has that picture profile, it will better much more. And of course, if we don't have that function, we have no premium function like video log file for video color rendering as well. Besides single shot mode, we have time shot mode. It allows us to create time-lapse video by set the time between every shot. We have from 2 seconds to 60 seconds, which the menu setting like this Mavic Mini. Mavic Mini allows us to active almost situation like we want, even long exposure. We can change shutter speed up to 2 seconds. On the upper right corner, we have GPS signal icon. Next is signal between remote and airplane. Unfortunately, we have no two separate signal, video signal and control signal. Sometimes you can see that we lost the video completely, but the number under still run. That means we still connect to control frequency. We can still control, but we just cannot see anything. Next is battery and estimate remain time. We have menu include safety, max altitude. That is the maximum height we allow our airplane can reach to. In some cases, we fly in restricted zone. This number will decrease. Maximum distance. The farthest distance we allow airplane to fly on no limit. Auto return altitude. That is the height our plane will increase immediately when lost signal, and then it will fly straight to home point. This number is very important to avoid our plane hit to obstacle like building, like tree. We set this number higher than this one carefully because our plane have no around obstacle avoidance sensor. Update home point automatically. You should pay attention about home point because when we lost connection, in case remote controller or battery matter of remote controller or signal matter, our aircraft will return this point. If it's not exact, crash risk can happen. So you need so carefully before flying. You should check that the home point update
The home point
exactly
has
or
been
not.
updated. Please check it on the map. Take off.
We have IMU, Inertial Mutual Unit Status. This is the sensor for motor load. In case of this sensor is not exact, we can recalibrate. Next is compass. It helps determine south, north, east, west. We have advanced setting. Emergency propeller stop. This is operation to turn motor immediately. We can use the operation in any time or just emergency only. I recommend change emergency only because some case we unintentional make this operation so our craft will crash. Next is find the drone. This will help us to find our drone in case unluckily the drone crashes. This will show the latest position or recognize. We can use other map in here instead of default map. It shows latest longitude and latitude. Flashing and beeping. It will flashlight and beep. Help us to find the drone. Next we have control. Flight mode. Show unit. Gimbal mode. Follow like normal fly cam, like FPV watt racing. First person view. Recenter gimbal. It will recalibrate in case of abnormal. Remote controller. We have popular mode in mode 2. Next is camera frame size. 43 or 69. Format memory card. Current storage status. Advanced setting. Show histogram. Measure the light from shadow to highlight zone. Red line includes center. 2/3 or center point. Overexposure warning. It will separate the zone has overexposure. Anti-flicker. It will change shutter speed to suitable with the light frequency. 50 Hz or 60 Hz or auto. Video subtitle. It will show parameter of aircraft in the video you catch when recording or not. It will save the catch file to smartphone. It's helpful as well, especially when lost the aircraft. We can see the video in phone to find the clue. Change max video cache capacity from 2 GB to 16 GB or auto. Transmission. The frequency is connecting. This SS5 version 4 km distance use 5.8 GHz. We can change channel in case have other aircraft work at the same frequency or unstable signal. Now is 149. When we choose the other, it will restore Wi-Fi. Next is about name of aircraft we can edit. We can change our own name. Firmware. We can update firmware right here as well. So convenient. Remote controls firmware. FlightSafe database can update here as well. Battery time charge. We can know how much battery was used. Battery serial number. Aircraft serial number. Camera serial number. Okay, on the left side we have auto takeoff. It will reach to 1.2 meter, but I recommend that we should take off manually because some case in the height of 1.2 meter have optical thing, it will crash. Because it have no sensor on top album, we can show the video profile. This is flight history, total time, distance, battery status, warning or not, so detail. We can upload to the cloud as well. With the lightweight like this, the against the wind's ability will obviously not so good than heavy drone, but really good. We can see it fly in sea wind now. And now the detail. I will test the wind against. Okay, right now in how to test. First of all, I will use the industrial fan. I will test with many distance to see how can MAVIC MINI can respond in the case of non-propeller guard and with propeller guard. Okay, right now I will use a number meter. This is the first position, farthest. Wind speed is about 10 km per hour. Level 2, I will go nearer. It's increased about 16 km per hour. Level 3. In this near position, it will increase up to level 4, about 23 km per hour. And right now I will go so near, about 24 km per hour. Okay, if we just talk about the wind speed and the level of wind speed like this, maybe we can't imagine that's how much strong of the wind in real life. So right now, I will use the lift. In level 2, about 10 km per hour. Okay, this is level 3, about 16 km per hour. And this is level 4, the strongest level, 22 to 25 km per hour. And I will try with the kite. This is level 3. And right now is level 4. You can see how strong of the wind. Okay, let's begin. The farthest position, about 10 km per hour. Level 2, the drone pretty stable. The operation of change position is normal. And with this alternator, the gimbal is handled perfect. The video is so smooth. Okay, right now we go forward. Still flexible. Very good control environment. Everything normal. The stability of the range of wind speed from 10 to 16 km/h is still very stable, perfect. I can still control normal. Now it's status of gimbal. The video is still very smooth, wonderful. Right now we continue go forward. The wind speed right now is about 16 km/h, level 3. Our drone is trying to stable the position. However, it's still controlled. The status of our drone right now is still normal. The gimbal is working perfect. And still have no warning about max power load reach. Still control normally. Okay, right now I will continue go forward. Okay, if in real life you can see the left like this and the kite like this, that will exactly what is our drone trying to handle. In this position, our wind speed is about 23 km/h, level 4. You can see our drone really trying hard to handle. And this is the situation of motor and gimbal. Still in very good performance. There is still no warning about the motor power. Okay, right now it will go forward so near. Right now wind speed is in level 4. It's about 24 to 25 km/h. It is similar like strong wind at the sea and reach to highest power of our fan. You can see there is begin have the warning of max power load reach. Our motor reach to maximum power and strong wind warning. In this really strong wind condition like this, there is some moment that our drone cannot handle. This will rotate it the other way, out of control. So this test will show you, although the wind resistant ability of our drone is pretty good, but when our screen show the warning that is max power load reach and strong wind, we will really pay attention. Our motor is reach to maximum power. In this case, is level 4, about 25 km/h. And with the experience, it's pretty long time. I would like to share with you the experience that in this really difficult condition like this, we should decrease the height to decrease the wind speed and return. Although the battery of MAVIC Mini is very good, we can fly it up to 27 to 28 minutes. However, with really strong against wind like this, when we can go with propitious wind. It's so easy. No matter. But when we return, we can handle with against wind. It will need more power and longer time. So when we fly with very strong wind condition like this, we should really attention. Firstly, you can decrease the height to decrease the wind speed. If it's still very difficult to return, the experience is instead of flying with strand you 2 motor to push like this, you can fly trend on. Like this, it will use 3 motor stronger to fight against the wind. And if in the condition you use 2 meter, decrease the height and fly straight on like this, you cannot return, but the battery is so low, it still remains some percent. The best solution for that situation that you will choose best position to land to avoid drop when flying. But I think in the real life, a small number of pilots have the demand in fly in very strong wind condition like this. Okay, right now I will put on the propeller guard, and surely we will sustain a more loading capacity because the propeller guard was thrown by the wind. We can show how it responds. With its speed level 2, about 10 km per hour. Perfect. Very good control condition. Right now in level 3, about 16 km per hour, still normal. To level 4, about 23 km per hour. You can see the warning immediately, max power load reach. And it will out of control continuously to rotate. Okay, so in condition when put on propeller guard, the wind resistance of MAVIC Mini will affect its decrease. So actually we should only use the propeller guard indoor, that's in a bad condition. But when we fly outdoor, we should really attention simply because the wind resistance ability will decrease to 20 km per hour. Now I will lastly test. Hit to 3 slightly, in case it cut the left not crash. Hit the tree with propeller around not very high speed. Propeller has some crash, but flight is okay, nothing happened. Now it's terrible. Put up propeller guard. It has some scratch on the head and propeller, but still normal. Now we with water. Normal. So in case we have rain suddenly, we will not so worry about that. It's not so serious, but in that case, we must come back to finish the flight. Okay, this is a really detailed DJI MAVIC Mini review. Thanks for watching. If you see this clip helpful, don't hesitate to click like, share, and can subscribe my channel. See you next clip. Bye bye, see you next time.